think it's going to be a good fight, but I'm not a fan of the fight. I've seen for too many years in the sport, fighters like Mayweather and others get knocked, get criticized because they picked a money fight. This is just a money fight. What has Golovkin done to earn this fight? His last 2 or 3 fights, he hasn't looked good. He's looked every bit of 40. He's looked older than 40 years old. Canelo Alvarez just came off of a loss, and we know that he went up to light heavyweight and took a major risk, but the fact that these guys are bringing this back around at this stage in their career, I think it only means one thing, is that Canelo Alvarez has to shine. He can't afford to have a close fight that can go either way. Golovkin is 40, and if Canelo is who he says he is, he's supposed to dominate this version of Gennady.
I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock.
I love you.
Angela Stone hospitalized a brick. That's bad. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Fast. Last night, I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switches in the bed before the room was dark. All you chumps are gonna bow when I whip him. All of you, I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man can cover. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
When I was a casual, I thought as a casual, I spoke like a casual, and I looked at boxing like a casual. But when I became a hardcore, I put away all those casual things. This is Michael Rogers, and welcome to BodyWorkBoxing. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to BodyWorkBoxing. Here you have Hall of Famer, SOG, Andre Ward. He on board with Top Rank. He calls fights. He has a pulse on what's going on in the sport of boxing. And I can't say that Andre Ward really has a favorite in either of these fighters. But you have him being brutally honest. And he wraps everything up in a nutshell. He says that this is basically a money fight. If you go back and you look in several of my videos that I've made, I've always said that Triple G was Canelo's side chick that he could hit whenever he wants. I said that it was like having a stash of money that you can go and you can bury or stash, and whenever you get low, you know where to go to get that dough. And that's what we got going on here. So we already know that Triple G, they're putting the age, the age stigma on him, that he's aging. So, they've already been talking about Triple G aging. So we're probably going to get something a la King Kong Ortiz about he done aged overnight and all that. Triple G been old, okay? We're not going to move those goalposts. Triple G been old. He waited around for Murata. He didn't want no smoke with Andre. He ain't want no smoke with Charlo. He waited around with Murata for almost 2 years. Then he waited all the way until the end of the year to actually make that fight happen. And in that fight, the truth is, Murata had a lot of success against Triple G. Murata's game plan, I think he had a good game plan. I just don't think that his defense was crispy enough to execute it. What his game plan was to let Triple G, work himself into a stupor and get tired. And then he would go on the attack. And when he went on the attack, he would go on a vicious body attack. Now he would connect, and he didn't engage. For a while, he was trying not to engage, but when he did engage, he was very successful at going to Triple G's body, right? As the fight went on and they had to engage, when Triple G would step on the gas and they would engage, Murata would come up with the short end of the stick. And I think that if his defense was a little bit sharper, if he had better fundamentals, a la Bivol, he could have possibly had an upset against Triple G. But Triple G weathered the storm. He came back, he broke Murata down, and he got him out of there. You know what I'm saying? I won't say it was in devastating fashion, but it was more like exhaustion caught up to Murata, and Triple G still has thump, because they say the last thing to go, no matter how old you are, is your power. What we saw on the Canelo side is that Canelo could not get past Bivol's jab. You know, Bivol did not. It was times when Canelo was actually trying to invite him towards the ropes, you know, and Bivol didn't do that. He was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to fight at my distance. He commanded the ring. He showed and demonstrated ring generalship. You know, we know Canelo likes to go to the body. You know, we know Triple G is starting to look like he don't really like it to the body like that. What I think this fight is going to boil down to is who has the better gas tank. You know, it's not a fight I'm checking for. I just want to let y'all know that this might be the final chapter in Canelo Alvarez, aka Cinnamon Ginger's age well games. The age well games, making these moves, always making these moves, you know, that's to his advantage in these questionable moves, because he has, you know, the sport of boxing in the chokehold. And I want you guys to understand that as a collective, when we co-sign and we stamp these moves that Canelo are making, we are setting a precedence. So all this, oh, it's all about business, and you understand, and he's the face of boxing and he makes this much money. Understand, when you apply that and you let that go and you co-sign that, when these people that's coming up behind Canelo, because we're already seeing glimpses of it, but people are all about the money. And people are all about making moves, you know, when they got all the power and the glory. So understand that by letting Canelo Alvarez do this, by letting him come back to his side chick that he can hit whenever he wants to grab that bag, realize what we're doing. We're setting a precedence and people are watching. And people are saying, well, Canelo did it. You know why? Because we are giving, in this time right now, in this era, in the post-Floyd Mayweather era, we're actually giving Canelo Alvarez the same thing. Giving him privileges, and you're saying, oh, well, Floyd was able to do it. So now we're saying, well, Canelo was able to do it. So watch this trend. Watch this precedence that we're setting by co-signing all these weird, funny moves, the timing of some of these weird, funny fights, the stipulations on who we can and can't fight. Understand what we're doing. Because it was all good when it was catch weights and rematch clauses and rehydration clauses and short camps. Now, again, this would be Triple G's first fight up there at 168. And that's a stipulation. That's something to note. I don't have a dog in this race. I just know that, like Andre Ward said, he is not going to be able to get away with not looking absolutely stellar. Because he could have chosen Benavidez and Errol Spence, or Benavidez and Jamal Charlo. Yet he chose a 3-fight deal with DAZN, which they increased the pot by making it 3-fight deal so they could tack on more bread. And he went to Bivol right. He lost. Now he's going the Triple G route. He might lose. If he don't look good, he's lose. Either way, I don't know if this is really a win-win statement for Canelo, unless he just go in there and knock out Triple G in devastating fashion, and it looked like Triple G couldn't do anything with him ASAP. I'm talking about within the first 4 rounds. Outside of that, this is a lose-lose situation for Canelo. And the third fight, don't be surprised if it's one Mr. John Ryder. Anyways, thanks for all the the new subscriptions. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the feedback. I had my first live and I plan on getting better. I got to work on some things. I got to figure some things out. So any suggestions, any feedback is welcome. Here at BodyWorkBoxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
All right. I believe you. But my Tommy gun don't. Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
My word, and I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep running your mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. At the end
inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
Hey, as you can see how I'm looking, I stay solid. I'm always solid. I stay fucked solid up, man. You know what I'm saying? To the fans that know.
I do that job outside the ring. I'm a fighter, like I said before. Ain't no safety on the clock, so